So today on Scrapyard Choppers, we're working on this. This is a rat rod built by a company called Speed Cult. If you don't know who they are, you should definitely be looking them up as soon as you're done watching this video. They do cool metal cutouts like these skulls and spider webs and the back window in this. They're big PBR fans, if you can't tell. This is like their shop truck. Tim's the owner. And we've done a bunch of work to this thing. We put the floor in it, put that firewall in it, built this front bumper. Yep, those are real spikes. They will stab you if you're not careful. 454, got a thumper cam, roller rockers, nice trick flow carburetor, MSD distributor. Well, distributor top. We're going to talk about that guy here in a second. It's got bamboo bed, real bamboo, not the fake stuff. I don't even know if there's fake bamboo, but that's real. Dual radiators, one on each side. Got a sweet set of Coker slicks. It's got 2 water pumps. There's a water pump right in there to cycle the water between both radiators and then back up to the front. It's got Impala taillights, which we're going to change. But it's back here because it has an issue, or a few. He sucked a bunch of sand through the fuel filter up into the carb. We rebuilt the carb, so that's working great. But he also got it really hot. Had a fan fail on the back. And the temperature gauge quit working at the same time because it got way too hot. And ever since then, it's not ran right. Now we've done a compression test, rebuilt the carb, and it's still, when it drives down the road, it has a chug at about 4,000 RPMs and above. It's more like, it's like an ignition issue, not a fuel issue. So we put a new cap, new rotor, and a new coil on it, MSD coil. And it didn't fix it. So then we went ahead and put the ignition control module on it, which is a little thing that's down in the bottom of the distributor. Didn't make a difference. I jumped the wire to it to make sure that maybe there isn't a bad wire going to the alternator, or not the alternator, going to the distributor. And that didn't make a difference. As a matter of fact, it seems to be getting worse. So we're running out of ideas here, to be honest with you. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pull that distributor apart and do the pickup for the ignition control module and change that and see if it fixes anything. All right, now step 1, which is really cool, Harley Sportster tank. And really, as far as we know, this might have been the first Harley Sportster tank air cleaner possibly ever on a rat route. Because this thing's been around actually a really long time. I think it's 10 years old. Don't quote me on that. It's been around a really long time. I remember being at Autorama a long time ago when it had just a small block Chevy in it. And really with this truck, I mean, this is like a 400 horse big block. Plenty of power to turn them tires over, do burnouts, be loud as hell. Gotta wear earmuffs when you're driving it, as you notice the crazy ass headers that Speed Cult made for this. I mean, it's not a drag car. Even if it does just have some slicks on it. It's definitely a cruiser. Make lots of noise. Have fun around the neighborhood. Hopefully not get in too much trouble. We put a new distributor on it when we built this motor. Or we didn't build this motor. We had someone else build it because we were too busy building the damn rest of it. So alright, this is your ignition control module. And it goes up into the cap. The wires come out of here, goes up here, tells it when to do its thing. And it's triggered off this wheel down here. And I have to get this off. But I think this has to come off too. I've never done this before, so I'm going to have to figure it out. I might have to look on the YouTubes. Which, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, you better subscribe. Giving away a demolition derby car. Not giving the car away. Actually, you get to come to any race in Michigan, any demolition derby, drive the car, smash it all to hell. All you do is show up with a helmet, and then I take it home for free. I pay your entry, build the car, you smash it. All you do is hit that like button. As soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, boom, I'm picking somebody at random. Now, couple stipulations. If I don't hit 1,000 followers by May, I'm going to move on to something else. We're going to try a different tactic here. I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers. And also, you have to be, I think, at least 16, 18. Depends on where you run. The age difference is, if there's a youth class or not a youth class, we could try to figure it out. And if it doesn't work, then I'm just going to have to pick somebody else. So, smash that subscribe button right now. Sorry, after a little research, I'm sure some of this is pretty obvious how to pull this apart. Got to pull the distributor. There's a gear on the bottom. There's a little pin that goes through it. You pop the pin off, and then that all pushes up out. Got to make sure put it back the exact same way because this motor is timed. Probably throw a timing light back on it afterwards just to make sure. But yeah, that distributor's got to come out. Yank this out real quick, which is really easy because there's no firewall in the way. Wow, it's really easy if I go the right way, I should say. Out she comes. Always want to make sure you got a nice clean surface. Put some paper towel down, or newspaper down. And this pin right here, I got to push it out. And then this gear slides off. And then this pulls out. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to put this on a piece of wood. Never want to be beating on this against something metal. You don't want to mess up these gears. So here we go. I'm pulling it apart. I don't have the right punch, so I'm trying all kinds of different things to get it all taken apart. Now, once I get it taken apart, I find a bunch of oil in the bottom of the distributor. There should never be oil in the bottom of your distributor. I'm pretty sure the bushing had gone bad because after I taken it apart and I switched out the pickup, the distributor would not go back together. It would always hit the new pickup that I put on there. It didn't matter which way I moved it, what I did. Something was very wrong with this distributor. So it was obvious I had to go to the junkyard to get another one. So here we are, my favorite place, Michael's Auto Salvage. Looking for a distributor. And, well, this is a good candidate. That's like a 74, 75 maybe. It's really hard to tell them apart. Chevelle. I've already actually taken the drive shaft out of this car for my car because I have this exact same car. Distributor? No. Just your small box Chevy. No distributor. Let's try some other cars. Yeah, I'm in the back lot here. There's a lot of cool stuff. Look at this Newport. That's a cool car. Well, let's continue on. Oh, look at... That's cool. If you're a fan of the Dukes of Hazzard and you want to build a clone of the cop cars, well, there you go, right there. Let's see what the front of this thing looks like. It's not too bad. Got some rot down here. It's even a four-door. Oh, it's like the front end of my childhood right there. Watching the Dukes of Hazzard. They must have smashed hundreds of these things. Kind of always wanted one. It sucks this one's already in here. No going back. Wonder if it's a big block. Kind of hard to do one-handed. Well, I don't know anything about Mopars. Distributor's in the back. I think that's a small block. Yeah, buddy. If you know, you know. That's an Imperial. I think they're kind of cool. In the most ugly kind of ways. Walking through the junkyard. It says no parts on it. So I'd assume that this is not one they're gonna do anything with except for maybe it's the owners he's gonna get it running. I don't know. But these are kind of ugly. Nothing special normally. I mean, there's hardly any of them left, I'm sure. Except for, look at this. Regal T-Type. Now, T-Type in GM usually means turbo. Let's see what we got. Oh gosh! I just want to not damage this hood and get it open. Alright, let's look. Look at that! That's a turbo. 3.8 liter turbo. That's crazy. I didn't know they made these. What a cool car. Ugly. Big. But cool. We got some more cool things here. Trans Am. Lincoln Continental. A Rambler. That's definitely rare. Continental. I mean, even modern junkyards still have some cool things hiding in the corners. You just gotta look. But, I mean, this place is pretty big. But let's actually go find my distributor now. You can definitely find a bit of everything over here at Michael's. Snowmobiles. Lots of high-lows. Tractors. Even a frickin' Budman Skidoo. That's so cool. Someone hand painted it on this. Really big Budweiser fan. Yeah, it's a Sea-Doo. I don't know. Jet ski. Whatever you want to call it. It's freaking cool though. Someone did a really good job. I don't know if this was a prize giveaway or what the hell, but it's freaking sweet. Look right here, right as we enter the yard. We got a Mustang. Probably some good parts left on that. It's good glass at least. Trim piece right there. And then this sweet ass Ford, and it's not in bad shape. Look at that. Cab corners, rockers still there. Not all rusted out. Dang. I like these trucks. Alright, let's move on. We need to be by the Chevys, not the Fords. Someone stuck their derby car up on top of the pile. Or, well, I mean, they did. Sure, it's getting shredded eventually, but... Yep, there she blows. Tons of cars just stacked up. It's crazy. I've never seen it like this before. But this is actually a really nice yard. Well organized. Here's the trucks. This is what we're coming here for. We gotta find a pre-86 Chevy truck with a small block Chevy or a big block Chevy. Because they changed in 86. And it also has to be above, I think, 75 too. Because we don't want points, we want a HEI. So let's see what we find. I see one right here. Oh, already not happening. 87. It's got a throttle body. Nope. Two of them next to each other. There's an 84. Come on, distributor. Not even an intake. Honestly, the motor looks pretty clean inside, other than the rust from it's in here like this. And then, oh, look at right there. There she blows. It's a little crustier than I want, but it's a 74. Let's look around and see if we can find anything else. Another 87. Nope. 85. Quadra junk, carburetor, and its distributor's missing. I see one more over there, but I think this is going to be the only one, and it's exactly how I didn't want it to be. I looked at this truck once. This is an 83. This is a really solid cab. I mean, it's got a dent in the door right there, but these front fenders are actually pretty nice for what you can see. I kind of crawled around on it once and tapped on it. It's not really rotten. Decent hood. Other decent front fender. Let's get the hood open and see if this is us. It's an 83, so this should work. Okay. How much you want to bet that is out of this, or this is out of that? Yeah. That might be us. Yep. That looks like us. Got a little rust down here. Seems pretty good. Let me pull the cap off and see what we got. Well, I thought I was going to get lucky, but this thing is pretty roached. These shouldn't do this. Yeah, that mechanical advance is like shot. It's pretty rusty inside. All the bushings are shot. This thing doesn't turn the way it's supposed to. This is not what we want. So we're gonna go back over there, that one that didn't have a hood on it for years, and see if that one's bad too. So this is my other option, and I looked at the plug. It's not corroded, so that's good. This turns. It's a little rusty down in there, but nothing like the last one. I think this one's gonna be it. But I know there's some old cars way back there, so I'm gonna go back there and see if there's anything before I pull this one. All right, I got another option. I just found this as I was walking down over there where all the old cars are, and it actually has a cap on it. It looks a little crusty, but let's pull it out and see what happens. So, all right, you can see back in there that oil pressure gauge has one of these guys right here trapped. So I need to turn the distributor. I had to grab my handy dandy distributor wrench. I know some of you young fellows out there don't know what that is, but it gets on here around everything and loosens it on up. Let's see what we're working with. Come on, let go. Got some sludge. Alright, it's off. It's rusty, but it doesn't matter too much, this stuff being rusty. It don't look bad in there. Wires aren't burned up. Plug looks pretty good. This actually works on this one. Pro tip, if you're ever in the junkyard, you pull a carburetor off a damn truck without a hood, cover it up. There's all kinds of crap just laying around, but you just look around. There's literally some plastic right there. Cover it back up. This could have been a good run in small block. Who knows how long it's been sitting here like this. I mean, it's got some buildup on it, but the oil's not too bad. This could have easily been a good running small block. Kind of got some cool valve covers on it though. Chevy power. I think these would clean up. But anyways, respect the next guy. Maybe they needed a small block. I wouldn't buy this. Who knows how long it's been sitting here. So I was ready to go in the truck. As you can see, I professionally rebuilt the outside. aka I ran it through my benchtop grinder slash cheek poker, as Vice Grip would call it. If you don't have one of those, that's so great for cleaning up parts. Well, just wanted this thing to look good, because if it works and it works good, then probably just going to leave it in there. I changed over the springs. These are what helps your mechanical advance. Tells it when to come on at what RPMs. And then I transferred over the module right there. And hopefully it works. I'm going to try to drop it in. First try, it's going to go right in. It's going to work. First try. I'm going to line everything up perfectly. Sorry, I was just looking back at my reference pictures. And this square needs to point at the back of the carburetor. And this needs to point at this little flap on the valve cover. So let's see how amazingly bad I do this. These things are kind of a pain in the ass to get in right. Well, it took a little bit of work, but I finally had to adjust the way the oil pump is in there. As you can see, I'm going to use a screwdriver here in a minute. I stuck it down in there and I kept a death grip on that thing so I don't lose it in the oil pan, and got it adjusted right. Sorry, distributor's back on. Thing looks like it's freaking brand new. That's awesome. Now, everything's exactly the same as it was before. Still going to throw a timing light on it eventually. Well, let's see if it starts. started. Damn, is this thing loud. It's definitely cold. Oh yeah, it runs. It's really cold. As you can see my breath. And it needs to sit and warm up. I don't really want to fill my shop full of carbon monoxide right this second because it's too damn cold to open the door and it's too damn cold to drive it. So tomorrow we'll go for a ride, but it runs. And hopefully this fixes the problem. It's been a long time working on this thing. I really hope this fixes the problem. So tomorrow, test drive. Sorry, that test drive was eventful. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Rebuilt the carb. Everything's completely different in the distributor. It is not the distributor. That's for sure. The other distributor needs to be replaced anyways. Should have had oil in it. I'm a little frustrated with this thing right now. Because I don't know. I don't know. It's better. Sorry, I was going to give up, but I talked to my buddy who built the carburetor. And we're going to check fuel pressure. And how we're going to check fuel pressure. There's a GoPro strapped to the air filter. It's Gonna watch this, come back, watch the videos, see how it goes. And other thought is the power valve in the back of the carburetor might actually be messing up. Everything in it was redone, but I mean, you get bad parts from people all the time. So if the fuel pressure's fine, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna pull this little lever off. That opens your secondaries, and we're gonna drive this carburetor around like a 2-barrel and see how that goes. So fuel pump. Didn't see that coming. The way this acted, it acted absolutely like an ignition problem. Because it had fuel pressure at idle. And it actually maintained fuel pressure when I was just cruising. But what is happening is the bowls are emptying faster than the fuel pump can keep up with it. So it was like just barely not keeping up with it. So it was making it do the chugging thing. At least that's what I'm seeing right now. So we're going to change the fuel pump. And that'll be on a future episode. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to see more with this bad mamma jamma. Maybe I'll convince them to take it drag racing. But it's kind of a suicide machine. I'm not sure it's a good idea. That'll be in a future episode. More fun with this thing. And I'll see you next time. Peace.